What is up, guys? So I'm throwing it back. I'm going old school OWA style. I'm pond hopping today. I say old school, but it's not really. Just haven't pond hopped in a while, so I'm out here. I'm gonna hit a couple of ponds today, but the main thing for me today was to, is that even straight? I don't even know if that's straight. I don't know, whatever. The main thing for me today is I wanted to get out and I wanted to practice slowing down again. Slowing it down, finesse fishing in a sense. So the best way for me to do that is to carry one tackle box, my terminal tackle box, spinning reel, and one bait caster, and then a pocket full of baits. So I'm gonna throw a shaky head, I'm gonna throw a Ned rig, and I brought stuff for a drop shot too. I do have a jig, but the first thing I want to do is I want to throw the shaky head and I want to throw a Ned rig. That's what I want to focus on today. That's what I'm trying to get back to, slowing down, winter finesse fishing. I got a couple of hard structures around here that I'm going to try and focus on. As I came walking up, there were already wakes. So I know they're in here, and they were tucked up against some concrete barriers right there. So let's quit talking, let's get after it, let's fish.
Okay, good. Oh.
Oh my gosh! It's a whale! Oh yeah, oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's... Tell you one thing, it wouldn't be one of my videos without me forgetting something. I forgot pliers, I forgot scissors. Right now I'm throwing a shaky head with a big old 10-inch anaconda worm from Strike King, Rage Anaconda. Oh, hey, look at this. First bass of the year on the shaky head. Hey. No! Corner of the lip. I don't know if I got the hook set or not. Oh, barely pinned. Oh, he's the little one, but he's thick. They're eating good here. All right. Hey, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Oh, yes. Yes. Look at that big old 10-inch anaconda worm. Rage Anaconda. Now, guys, that's my first one on a shaky head. Okay? First one on a shaky head. Put it right up there, right past the fountain. Bumped it back. Now, I don't know anything about shaky heads. So my buddy Gabe over at the 10 Horse Monty, he just put a video out about shaky head fishing. So I was really just trying to take a lot of his tips and tricks from that video. If you guys are wondering about them, go check them out. But really just working it slow, bumping it along this way. I felt the thump thump. And because I wasn't recording, I felt the thump thump. I smashed the record button on the GoPro, and when he ran with it, I just set. So I mean, I hope it caught it. If it didn't, either way, first bass of the year. First bass of the year. Whew. Now my setup that I'm using for this today is what I'm gonna designate as, you know, my jig setup, flipping, punching, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I've got it for a fast load. It's a Big Sexy from Favorite. It's a 7'1", heavy, fast action. I got it paired up with the SLX, but I got it in an 8-to-1 ratio on this guy here. Is that an 8-to-1? It says on here somewhere, right? 8-2. 8-2 gear ratio. That's my first fish on this Big Sexy here. And that loaded up nicely. Just snapped right back. Like I said, he was a little fish, but hey, it's our first freaking one of the year. Woo-hoo! On a technique that I do not normally throw. That's even better. The problem I was running into down there is this water on the bottom is super scummy. Super scummy. So I wanted to come down here probably where the fountain, you know, there's a little more water falling down. Bottom is probably a little more clear. It worked. Paid off. Still a little scummy down there. All that moss. But the color on that rage worm is that Falcon Lake Craw. You guys know I love that color. I discovered that color. Well, someone told me about it, and I picked up some rage bugs in that color. So when I went to Bass Pro, I saw that they had just this one pack of worms in that color, and I snatched it right up. I brought another worm with me. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called the Rage Cutter. It's a stick bait, but it's got a rage tail on it. So it's a 7-inch worm with a rage tail. I think what I'll do is I'll make a quick lap around this pond, and then I'll circle back and grab the spinning rod, throw a Ned rig on there. I'm gonna try and pick it apart that way too. The other pond that I'm planning on going to, I know does not have a scummy bottom. It's actually pretty muddy. So I think that's where Shaky Head especially will excel. Except the water clarity is just crap. So we'll see. Made my lap around the pond, but now I'm going a different route. I'm going to tie on a drop shot just because there's so much scum. Now this hook is very unique. Got it in a Monster Bass box. It's actually from Daichi, called Standout hooks. See, they got that weird bend to them, and what that does when you have your weight on there, it makes that hook stand perfectly straight out, just like a drop shot should. So now the only drop shot bait that I've got happens to be a Dragon Drop. That's right, I still use Googan baits. Regardless of what you think from my last video, still use them. I probably don't have enough distance between that weight and that drop shot, or that hook. I'm not saying drop shot, hook, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Probably don't have enough distance, but we're gonna give her a dangle. If I come back with scum on that hook, then I'll just re-rig it. And we need to re-rig. Yikes. So we're at the next job site, right? I wouldn't say the first one was a bust. It just wasn't. I mean, I figured there'd be a couple more stacked up in there. So I'm at the next spot. Got a little different water. Clarity is much less, but the bottom is much harder. I don't think there's gonna be near as much scum here. So I'm gonna work this bank. Wind is pushing in from the south, so I'm gonna work towards the north. If we can get anything going here, and hopefully it's not a one and done day, but if it is, one's better than none, right? Let's get after it. First cast underway. Monster in the system. Let's see what we can do. You know what's kind of awkward is when you go to make a really dumb thumbnail and then you get up off the ground just to realize that there's 2 more cars that weren't there before, and they're just kind of watching you, wondering what the hell is that guy doing? What are you doing, dude? You're so weird. I'm doing it for the gram, bro. Leave me alone, okay? Just leave me alone. Gotta do it for the gram. Gotta be a social media influencer. Gotta be an influencer and tell people what equipment to use and what equipment not to use. That's what I gotta do. Wake me up when the spawn begins. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for spring. Didn't take advantage of it this year. Last year. This year. Didn't know what I was doing. Never took advantage of it. Never made the time. Turns out those people weren't really caring too much about me. They're feeding the geese. I honestly don't know if I should be offended that they weren't concerned about me just laying down here, or happy that they just kind of realized that's probably just another weirdo from Oklahoma laying down in the grass, probably drunk, probably high off the methamphetamines. Top dang crackheads in Oklahoma. All right, I've wasted enough time. I gotta go fish. Time is ticking away, as always. Let's get over there. Native rig, away! Oh, failed miserably. I mean, not a complete failure because it still caught one, but man, I should have gone to some other places. I just didn't want to deal with the highway traffic. I want to challenge myself a little bit, and I did, and I failed. It's all right. I am really looking forward to this weekend, though. This weekend, going out to a place I've never been, driving an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Different style of fishing. Not telling you guys just yet. Gonna leave you in suspense, but I'm ready for it. Opportunity for big fish, multi-species too, multiple fish. Guys, I'm sorry I couldn't get it done. That's all right. I appreciate you guys, every single one of you. We got a lot of new people on the channel now too, so welcome and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time we're on the water.